So you work hard, you build a successful business. Don't go patting yourself on the back, though.
If you got a business, that you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen. The point is that when we succeed because of our individual initiative, but also because we do things together. There's some things just like...
Joining us now to react, the CEO of Tasti D-Lite, Jim Amos. Jim, you built a business. What does it make you feel like when you hear the president say that?
Well, you know, it is a bit troubling for sure, and I think primarily because what it reflects in terms of a lack of understanding about small business owners in America today. And business format franchising, as an example, you know, we're larger than any other two economic sectors combined, and every net job in America since 1984 has come from small business. So to hear that kind of statement, and perhaps the philosophical view it represents, is troubling. You know, America is about free markets, free enterprise, and free people, and perhaps it's time for business in general to begin to make the moral and ethical case for free enterprise itself. For the beginning of our country, people from all over the world have come here seeking the American dream, which is of business ownership, or perhaps more importantly, the American promise, which is the promise that you can come into a free market and freely pursue the dream of business ownership and achieving all the goals and dreams that you would have in your heart.
But Jim, tell me, where do you think the president sees the government's involvement in making Tasti D-Lite a successful yogurt company?
Well, you would think that the president himself, who had his first job in Hawaii in an iconic brand like Baskin-Robbins, would understand the job-generating engine that business format franchising is. It's hard to understand those types of comments, but perhaps what it really reflects is the clear choice that he continues to talk about. And that choice is becoming more and more polarized because of the kind of shrill rhetoric and finger-pointing that we're talking about this morning. If you believe government is the solution to the economic problems, you intuit things one way. If you believe private enterprise and small business is the solution, you intuit things completely differently.
Right. And, sir, another one of your concerns now is Obamacare, the impending Obamacare law that's going to affect small businesses like yourself. Tell us, what are you looking for? What do you expect, and what are you concerned about?
Well, I think the concern is that even though the Supreme Court has decided as a tax that Obamacare is constitutional, that doesn't make it workable or right in the field of battle where we live every day. As an example, the employer mandate requires that if you reach the threshold of 50 employees, that you have to make a Hobson's choice between increased cost or paying the penalties. That is a greater burden to business. The Hudson Institute recently came out with a report that showed that in franchising, that's going to put 3.2 million jobs at risk and add about $6.4 billion in additional burden or cost to small business. I think that's significant, and it's certainly not a net growth expander or extender. It's a disincentive.
Right, and we need to point out the reason is because franchisees are small businesses, and as they approach 50, they may move people from permanent to part-time just so that they fall underneath that 50 threshold limit. So we're going to have to leave it there. Jim Amos, CEO of Tasti D-Lite. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Okay, more Fox and Friends, 2 minutes away.